will you change degrees Celsius to Kelvin? Before that, what definition is there? What is melting? What is melting? You tell me. The process of changing solid to liquid. Who melted? Solid change into liquid. And what is fusion? Process of changing liquid to solid. The other name is solidification. And what is boiling? The process of changing, what boils? Water boils, no? Process of changing liquid to gas. On boiling, kinetic energy increase. Force of attraction much weaker, then change into gas. And what is boiling point? This I will explain. Boiling point. What is boiling point? I am taking beaker full of water, I am heating it. I am heating it. Okay, the solution, water I am heating it. Before heating, I put one thermometer. It shows 35 degree room temperature. I have started heating. So temperature increase 100 degrees Celsius it increase. I did not stop heating, but temperature after 100 degrees Celsius it did not increase. So where is the heat energy is gone? I apply heat energy from down. But 35 to 100 degree increase, okay, because of heat energy. Still I am applying heat energy, but it will remain constant. Thermometer shows 100 degree. So what about the heat energy? The heat energy used to do some work in the liquid. What work do you do? To break the force of attraction between the body particles and change to gas. So heat energy I am applying, the temperature remains standing at 100 degrees Celsius. So what is the use of heat energy? Where it is gone? It is used to change the state of matter. That energy is used to do some work in the liquid, that is changing liquid to gas. It helps to break the bond between the force between the particles and change to gas. So the temperature at which when the 100 degree it reached, water starts boiling. Water starts boiling. The temperature at which liquid starts boil is called boiling point. When it is point, you have to mention temperature. The temperature at which water starts boiling. When it's starting, it is 35 degree. Water did not boil. It remained like that, constant. When I heated, continuously I am applying heat energy. It temperature rise 36, 37, 100. When it reached 100, water starts boiling. That temperature is called boiling point. So boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. And I told you still I am applying energy, but boiling point did not increase. What is the use of that boiling heat energy? Heat energy used to change the state liquid to gas. That is called latent heat energy. That is called latent heat. What is latent heat? I am taking 1 kg of water. I am taking 1 kg of water. Okay, 1 kg of water. And I am boiling. The initially it shows 35 degree. The water boiling point, temperature increases up to 100. Again, still I am applying heat energy. That energy used to change the state of matter. Now slowly water level decreases because the particles breaks, the force of attraction to the particle break and change into gas. So how much amount of heat energy required to change 1 kg of water to completely change 1 kg of water to gas? That amount of heat energy is called latent heat of boiling or evaporation. Latent heat of Evaporation. What is latent heat of evaporation? The amount of heat energy used for converting 1 kg of water to gas. When it shows 100 degree, what happened? After showing 100 degree, the level of water decreases because that heat energy is used to change the state of matter, liquid to gas. When all the water is completed to gas, converted to gas, for this process, how much energy is required? How much energy I applied? That heat energy is called latent heat of evaporation. What is latent heat of evaporation? The amount of heat energy required to change 1 kg of liquid to gas. Completely conversion of 1 kg of liquid to gas. This process is called latent heat of evaporation. What is boiling point? The temperature at which water boil. Getting? Next, melting point. I told you point means you have to show the temperature. You have to mention the temperature. I am taking ice piece in the beaker and I started heating. It is okay. Heat up. Ice piece. And thermometer shows. It shows 0 degrees Celsius because you know melting point. Okay, 0. Okay, when you put in ice, the source 0 degree because melting point of ice is 0 degree. What is melting point? The temperature at which the ice piece start melting. Because ice absorb heat energy, force of attraction breaks, so particles moves into liquid. So flow and change into liquid. Solid change into liquid. Okay, when the ice piece kept outside, between the particle force of come closer, no? Force of attraction more. It absorbs heat energy. You are applying heat energy. So it breaks, change into liquid. So the temperature at which the solid change into liquid is called melting point. Okay. What is latent heat of melting? You can also say latent heat of melting. 1 kg of ice take. Heat energy applied. Okay, or how much energy required to change the whole 1 kg ice to liquid? Whole 1 kg ice to liquid. How much energy is absorbed? That energy is called latent heat of melting. Getting? So 1 kg you have to mention. The amount of heat energy required to melt 1 kg of solid to liquid is called latent heat of melting. Evaporation is 1 kg of water to gas. How much heat energy is required? Important question. Next, how will you convert Celsius to Kelvin? To change degree Celsius to Kelvin, you have to add 273 to the Celsius. You have to add 273 to the Celsius. If you are having 5 degrees Celsius, how will you convert to Kelvin? Add 273. So how much? 278 Kelvin. Check it. And if you are having minus 10 degrees Celsius, you add 273 Kelvin. 273 to change into Kelvin. So you know, like the sign subtract. So what do you get? 263 Kelvin. If you are having minus 273 Celsius, how will you convert it into Kelvin? Add 273. So plus cancel 0 Kelvin. Getting? This is a relationship between Celsius and Kelvin. So to add 273. To change Kelvin to Celsius here, you minus 273. Next, one topic is left in between: diffusion. Diffusion. What is diffusion? Mixing, intermixing of particles. Suppose I applied spray, I opened the spray bottle. So in this corner, all the students can smell. Why? The process is called diffusion, because the particle mixed with the air particles and the mixing particles reached there. So this mixing particle is called diffusion. The speed of diffusion increase when the heat is increased. For example, your mummy is cooking biryani at kitchen. So you are studying in the next room. You can smell mummy is preparing. How? Because the aroma of the food, near the food the air is very hot. So you know hot air has more kinetic energy. They move very fast. Because they accord some hot food means heat, no? Around the air also become hot. So aroma of the food. The air from the aroma, air takes the aroma of the food. That is hot air. Mix very fastly and reaches the second room, third room. What is the process called? Diffusion. So rate of diffusion, speed of diffusion increase based on temperature or kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, when it will increase? When the heat is more, kinetic energy also increases. Yes or no? Speed will be increased. This is called diffusion. In solid diffusion generally will not occur. Liquid diffuse. If you add honey to the water, slowly dissolve. And in gas, two gases. I told you spray. That is a form of vapor only. It mixes. Here diffusion process more. Here also okay. Here never, negligible. Diffusion is negligible in this temperature, room temperature. And you know, solid has fixed volume and a fixed shape, whereas liquid has not having fixed volume. It takes the shape of the container, but the volume is fixed. Volume of liquid is fixed. Why? You are daily buying 1 liter milk from the milkman. You are pouring that milk in another vessel. So will the volume change? 1 liter only. And pour it in another vessel, 1 liter, remain 1 liter. So volume never change in liquid, volume fixed. But the shape of the liquid changes. It depends on the container, shape of the container. And the gas, no shape, no volume. Cylinder, inside the cylinder, it takes the shape of the cylinder. If you release it, it takes the entire shape, entire part, entire room. So no fixed shape, no fixed volume. Okay, that I missed there. Next, evaporation. You should know the difference between boiling and evaporation. What is boiling and evaporation? Boiling is very fast reaction. Evaporation is a slow process. First I will tell you what is boiling. Boiling means boiling involves entire particles of the matter. And evaporation means only top surface of the liquid. Only top particles involved for evaporation. Here entire particles involved. You are heating all the particles involved for boiling. Here only top surface of the particle involved for the process of evaporation. Okay, it is called surface phenomena. The evaporation is called surface phenomena because only top layer of the particles involves. Here boiling involves, I told you, boiling means you are applying heat energy at one temperature, it boils. All the particles boil. All the particles involved. The only top of the molecule involved. Okay, and you know that I will discuss later. So it is fast process, it is a slow process. The entire particles involved. Here only top of the particle, top layer of the particles involved, and it takes place at boiling point. It takes place at all temperature. It takes place at all temperature. Night also this evaporation takes place, but slow rate. And daytime, night time, all the time, winter, summer, all the time it takes place. But it will not take place if you heat only. If you give particular boiling or heat energy, then only this boiling occurs. Here always occurs. You pour 1 cup of water on the wall, After a few minutes, slowly evaporate. Top layer evaporate, the next layer, like that slowly evaporation occurs. The same 1 cup of water, you keep it on the stove. Within few minutes, all water will be changed to, converted to gas, and the vessel will be empty. Okay, it is slow, it is fast. It is a surface phenomena. It has all entire particles involved. But at boiling point it occurs. Only at all temperature it occurs. Okay. Now we will study what are the factors responsible for increasing the rate of evaporation. Factors involved in the process of evaporation. First process is temperature. If you apply more temperature, if the temperature is more, I told you pour 1 cup of water on the surface of the floor. If the summer, it is summer, imagine it is a summer season. So the evaporation will be very fast. Speed of evaporation will be very fast. And in winter, the same cup of water, 1 cup of water you pour during winter season, it takes much time to evaporate all the particles. It takes much time for the evaporating the process. In summer, the reaction will be very fast. In winter, slowly evaporation occurs. It takes much time to dry. Okay. So as temperature increases, evaporation will be increased. The rate of evaporation will be increases. So temperature is one of the factor to increase the rate of reaction. Next, surface area. What is surface area? You are going to drink 1 cup of water. 1 cup of tea. Mummy has given very hot tea. You want to go outside, it is a school time, bus time. Bus is waiting. What do? Soon you take a large vessel, large surface area of the plate. The vessel which has large surface area, you take from the kitchen and pour the 1 cup of water into the plate. Oh, you are pouring because evaporation will be very fast. So the tea become very cool. You can drink it very fast. If it is in the cup, it takes much time because it will not be cool. It is very hot. It remains hot for long time. If you pour the same tea in the long surface area plate, it will become very cool. Why it will become very cool? I told you it is a surface phenomena. You are taking this vessel, tea is there, and you are taking this cup, Mummy is given. I told it is a surface phenomena. So only this particle evaporate, then this particle evaporate, any particle evaporate. What they do, for evaporation, what is required? Temperature is required. Because between the particle, force of attraction is there. You have to break the particle, break the force between the particle, then only it escape. So this, for evaporation, this particle take temperature from the surrounding. It means below surface of the tea. This tea temperature it takes from the surrounding also it takes. And this also takes from this area and from the surrounding. Getting? So which particle, where particles evaporate very fast, more particle where it evaporates here. Because surface is low surface. So more particle evaporate, so more temperature absorbed, and less particle evaporate. So comparatively it is less temperature, heat energy absorbed. So here more heat energy absorbed for evaporating more number of particles. So the remaining particle remain cool. Here less particle evaporating, so less energy absorbed. So it takes time to cool down. So which we can drink very fast, this one. Because low surface area, much particles top area, the evaporation they take temperature from the down layer. Getting? So much particle evaporate. Here there is small area. So it takes time to cool. Getting? So another factor is surface area. The other factor is humidity. So surface area increase, evaporation rate of evaporation also increase. Next factor is humidity. What is humidity means? The water vapor in the atmosphere. If water vapor is there, If water vapor is more in the atmosphere, so what happened? Evaporation process will be very less. If water vapor is here less, evaporation will be very fast. So as humidity increase, evaporation will be decrease, inversely proportional. If humidity is more in the atmosphere, water vapor is more in the atmosphere, evaporation will be very slow. So both are inversely proportional. And next factor is wind. You want to dry the cloth, uniform cloth. Tomorrow school is there. So what do? Mummy try to, night time she is washing. So she used to put on the fan for drying the cloth. What you imagine? Mummy is two sets she is washing night time, and one cloth she spread under the fan. One cloth she kept in another room without fan. So which one will dry very fast? The cloth which is under fan. Why? Wind is one of the factor which increase the rate of evaporation. As wind is more, the evaporation will be more. So they are directly proportional. As wind is more, evaporation will be more. Getting? These are the factors responsible for rate of evaporation. Shall we move next? Okay, this is the end of the topic. Do well, all the best, do learning. Okay, I'll give notes later.